Alright gang, welcome back to our competitive one-tile challenge here on Farmlands with my friends Crustu and Rusty Money Gaming. Their links are down below in the description. It's June. There's rain in the forecast, but luckily we're not doing any harvesting today. I also think there's rain in the forecast for July. I can tell you that the friend Rusty Money Gaming is doing a harvest today, but he's the only one that is doing a harvest today. I was a little behind that because I did some mowing first, obviously, and we're taking some silage up here to sell, and I've got a weird angle on purpose here, and you might be able to tell in the right-hand corner that we've got 27,000 liters of silage in here. This trailer, plus the other little trailer, does not add up to 27,000 liters of silage, and you would be correct. We have a new trailer, gang. We have a fantastic new trailer. It was in the used market for a very brief second. I bought this within, I don't know, it might have been out there for a little bit longer than that. I should preface that. I loaded up the server for the guys about 7:30 Eastern my time. I didn't actually get on to start doing anything until about 7:50, eating a little bit later than I normally would. This was out there, so I don't know how long it was out there for. Could have been seconds, could have been for that whole entire 20 minutes. I have no idea. But I bought it. I picked it up and purchased it. Now, it cost me just slightly over $6,000. I thought that was a fantastic deal, and a deal that I could not pass up. So I went ahead and purchased it. So we now have a legitimate trailer. That trailer is huge, too. It's like 21,000 liters, I think, or something like that it'll hold. So it's going to help us out tremendously versus what we had been doing, which was having to go to the shop, make a modification, switch the auto-load trailer into a regular trailer, connect it to this, bring it up here for silage, etc., right? We don't have to do that anymore. We can just leave that trailer as an auto-load trailer moving forward, and a flatbed trailer, I guess, for that matter. And then these two can be our workhorses for the silage for the foreseeable future, if you will. How's everyone doing today? I hope you're all doing well. Things are pretty good here. Getting caught back up. You know, I've been a little behind. My members do know that. They normally get early access to videos like this one specifically, and I haven't really had a whole lot out there for them. I had some other things going on, and then Snow-Nami hit here in southern Ohio. We got a lot of snow. I think it was like 15 inches, something like that, 16 inches of snow. It was a lot, and me being a dummy didn't go and buy any kind of a snow plow, so I'm out there with a plastic shovel trying to move 15 inches of snow around. My back hurts a little bit today for obvious reasons, but anyway, we did get most of it cleared out, at least enough of it cleared out where we can get the cars out. But yeah, that's what's been going on. So happy to be back in here. Now, today, what are our goals going to be today? Well, really, we don't have anything to harvest. We talked about that. We do need to do an application of fertilizer on the grass field. The other portion of the grass field we mowed initially is ready to mow. We're also finally have made the full decision on what we're going to do with that other field that we didn't drill with anything. I was going back and forth for a long time about what I wanted to do with that. Ended up at the end of the last episode, or towards the end of the last episode, I brought up the idea, maybe I just turn it into a grass field for the time being. We can mow it a little bit, get a little bit of money out of it, and then eventually, whenever we decide to put something down, technically we could utilize it as, you know, the first fertilization application, if you will. But we'll see how things go with that, but I think we're going to turn it into a grass field for the time being anyway, and kind of go from there, right? So that's what we're going to do. We're going to make that a grass field. More grass is always a good thing at this point, and yeah, we'll see how things go from that point forward. Now, we have $24,000 to our name. I told you already I spent about a little over $6,000 on this trailer. I did not fix it up of any sort. I could, but I didn't give it any kind of service of any sort. Next time we go up to the shop with it, for whatever reason, if we do, I might service it then. We'll see. Doesn't really need the service right now. I think it's okay for the time being. But anyway, I did color it the same type of universal colors we've been utilizing for the farm here. So it matches everything. Really need to get a power wash sprayer of some sort. There's just, unfortunately, we don't really have anything installed yet that's reasonably priced. I really don't think spending the $4,000 on this series is a smart investment right now, so we're just suffering with the dirty equipment for the time being. Now, Crustu has gone full force on doing root crops, which, you know, more power to him. It's going to be a pain in the ass when it comes time to harvest those. I'm not saying that it's not fun to do, but it is going to be a pain in the ass. He's going to have to be on a lot longer before the episode starts, and a lot longer after the episode starts. And there's our friend Rusty already starting his harvest. He's just got one field to harvest. It's a smaller field there, but he does have one field nonetheless, so that is something nice for him. He's going to be able to utilize that. I'm assuming that's wheat. Or, yeah, I think it has to be wheat, right? Looks like wheat. No, it's barley. I'm wrong. But, you know, he's going to have some straw out of that. He's going to have all kinds of stuff he can use from that, so that's going to be good for him. How's everyone? Hope you're well, man. I hope you're well. So we're going to put this back over here for the time being. I'm just going to leave these up here right now. There's still grass being chewed through here. Now, we probably need, I think, we probably need a little bit of silage additive, I think. We're out of that. We are. So then we can continue to process the grass. So we will need to get that today. We do not look like have a full pallet yet of aged goat cheese, which is unfortunate, but eventually we will get there. We just need to get more goats, really, right? We've got some baby goats in there. There you go. We're passing some of them right now. They just need to get up to an age where they're actually really producing a lot, right? A couple pallets of crickets spawned, which is great. Again, we'll need to figure out a way to move those. I need to stop utilizing the forklift at the shop since they all caught me now. And it was a little fun there for a couple episodes, but I really need to do something different than that. I mean, they're allowed to use it. I've said that already, but let's do something with my own, right? We need to figure that out. So we'll have to do that at some point. We've got $24,000 to our name at current. Let me pick this up and bring this over here. Not a ton of milk in here, but this should, I think, get us to an actual pallet, or it's going to be close if it doesn't. Eggs are doing well. Speaking of that, the eggs are doing well. The chickens are back in a good spot, so we've got more eggs spawning now, which is great for us. 300 animals are in here now. They're going to run out of food pretty quickly. I think I've made the decision as well that I'm going to eventually probably get rid of this. Couple reasons for that. One, I love it, but it is a relatively expensive enclosure for the chickens. And since we added all these open air ones, that really seems to be the best approach to go with. Mostly because those open air ones give you the opportunity to have a lot more. This one is limited to 300. If I do an open air one somewhere over here, there's an opportunity for us to win an absolute ton. To get an absolute ton of chickens, right? So it'll make us more money in the long run for the eggs, and we've got some plans for the eggs eventually, way down the road, but we do have some plans nonetheless. So we're going to stack up these pumpkins here like we normally do. Go sell these as well. This should get us close to 30 grand. It'll be probably just short, probably somewhere in the high 28s. Whoops. Just run right into it. Way to go, Z. Good job, buddy. Now, if I sell the crickets today, we definitely would get there. Speaking of that, we probably should look and see what the crickets are worth. I don't even know if they're still... Nope, they're at the lowest price right now. Okay. Well, I say the lowest price. The average best price is $1,100. There is a $1,109 out there. There's a $1,103 out there as well. So there are some good prices out there still. So I guess it doesn't really make that big of a difference. Pumpkins. Where are we selling these pumpkins at? There we go. Not the best time, really, but, you know, we've talked about it. The price doesn't fluctuate that much, so I'm not that concerned about it right now. We need the money so we can buy more stuff. 952 looks like the best price, right? 952? 952. Okay, we're going to the restaurant, assuming they're going to probably make pumpkin pie or something with this. That was maybe my guess. All right, we've sold here before, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, we have. This is the one where I think I'm going to have to pull the pumpkins off. They don't, for whatever reason, doesn't actually accept them when they're on the trailer. I don't really understand that, but, you know, that's fine, whatever. 952. So yeah, we're making just under 1,000 per. So what I said is going to become exactly true. We're going to be at 28,597. So just shy of 30 grand. But I'm very happy with that amount of money. That's a good thing. Now, we need to buy a silo. We really need to buy a silo. I have not looked, and I think I might have mentioned this recently in the recent episode. But I have not looked at any silos whatsoever. I have no idea what the price of silos are going to be. We've got to figure out where we're going to put the silo. We've got to figure out how much it's going to cost us, and we still have to buy a header for our harvester, right? We still don't have that accomplished. Ooh, wait a minute. I almost forgot. We still don't have that accomplished, right? So we need to really be cognizant of that. The header itself is going to cost us probably about $10,000, maybe a little more, maybe a little less, somewhere around in there. The silo, I don't know. There's probably a chance we might be able to find something for like 20 grand, but I mean, that's taking up more than the amount of money we currently have. Now, granted, we're going to have a couple of months here, right, before that's really going to be, well, I say a couple of months, really next month. We're going to have until next month for the header, but it's going to be a couple of months really before, you know, we're going to be in a dire strait here as far as that goes. If I had to sell some of the crop we're going to harvest, we can sell it next month, right? We absolutely can. I don't think we necessarily want to, though, right? You don't really want to sell that. That's not really something that we probably even should be selling right then and there. I'm just going to buy one more. It's expensive. One is really plenty for the time being. Now, like I said, I still have the crickets, and then hopefully a pallet of aged goat cheese that we can sell. And we might end up utilizing the forklift again, who knows, but really, I mean, I think it's time for us to do our own thing, like I said. The problem is, there's not really anything that's inexpensive. I could go the approach of what Crusty's been using, which he bought this, like, attachment, if you will, for the front, or the back, I guess, of the tractor, which mimics a forklift, if you will. So we go that approach. We did install some forklifts. I think I might have mentioned this a while ago. Maybe if I didn't, well, bear with me. But we did install some of those, but they're still relatively expensive, right? They're not anything that's super cheap. So, yeah. Some decisions to be made there, I guess is how I'll put it. So we're going to take this up here, and then we're going to jump into the drill, and we're going to get started. I'm actually probably going to spend a little bit of money as well once we look at the silo here and see if I can find one to put down. If we can find a decent silo to put down, we're going to go ahead and put it down right now. That way I don't have to worry about it. It's prepped and ready to go for next month, and we can go from there. All right. Perfect. It is moving yet again. Great. All right, so let's look and see here. Get to the right menu. We need silos. Oh, wrong screen. Here we go. Silos. All right, so 20,000 is the cheapest I'm seeing so far. Here's some bins that are a little bit cheaper. Yeah, here's some cheaper ones down here. We've used these before. They don't hold a ton, though. You really don't. I don't really even know. I don't even know what to think. Like, I don't know how much we're going to get out of all this. Part of me thinks that I just scratch this all together and consider putting down a mill, right? We've talked about mills and how that's probably the smartest play. Now, we use these mills often, right? But I still think the mills is the way to go. You know, we're using this small one already, but I'm just not sure really if we need a bigger one than that or not. Like, I think this would be great to have, but I don't know. I'm not sure. Because, you know, you can put basically the crop right into here, right? We can turn the canola into the canola oil. We can turn the, you know, the wheat, the barley, whatever, in the oat into flour, right? Which I think is, there's our aged goat cheese, which I think is the better approach. But I do know that these share silos, so it doesn't really have the biggest storage in there. Maybe the 27,000 one is. I don't know. I haven't really used the big one that often. I've really only used these two. But anyway, I'm kind of delaying the inevitable there. We'll figure that out, I guess. But silos, obviously, not cheap, expensive, and they don't really hold all that much either, right? So we'll jump on the drill. We'll get started over here. We'll get this field all put, this field all drilled up with grass. And And then we'll go from there as far as what we're going to do with these pallets here, if we're going to do anything with them or what we're going to end up doing. We might just wait till next month maybe and just sell them then, right? Might be a smarter approach too. I don't know. We need solid fertilizer and oats, so I'm glad I sold some stuff here because we need it. Tell you what, I've been borrowing from the guys. It's time to put our own down. There should be a buying silo somewhere in here for us to buy. I don't remember where it is though. I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't even know where it is. I thought it was under tools, but where is it? Maybe it's under silos, maybe, or container. It's probably container. It's container. Okay, so they're using these, which are great. I'm gonna go different. I mean, I like these. These are cool, but I'm actually gonna put a silo down. I like the idea of the silo, I think. This is kind of cool too, but it's $10,000. But this is kind of cool, right? Like that's a pretty cool mod. I think I'm gonna go with this one. This is nice because it's small, but I don't know. I just kind of like the look of this one. I think I'm gonna go with this one. I don't know where to put it though. That is a problem. Like, part of me wants to be a little sneaky and, like, stick it here and then have to go on the other side. That way the pipe is not really in the way, right? And just have to go over here and get it. I'm sure Crestu or Rusty would love that. Either one of them that saw that would love that if I did that. But, it says land unowned anyway. I can't do it anyway. It knows my tricks. I can't do it anyway. Maybe I just put it up here by the entrance. I mean, there's plenty of room here. I might have to move that out of the way, right? But maybe I just move it there. Put it right up against the next to the house, maybe? Huh? I mean, if I don't like it, I always can, I guess, move it later, right? It can always be changed. Well, it's down. We're going with it. It's down. So $2,000 for that. They're going to be wondering what the heck I just put down. And they'll figure out it's a buying point, but... I got some big plans for this area. Whenever we do decide to move those chickens out and do what I talked about, right? I've got some big plans for that area over there. As long as everything comes to fruition, I've got some big plans, man. It's going to be good. It's going to be real good. Not going to give anything away. Because all the guys do what we each watch each other's videos. So, I'm not going to give anything away. But we've got some big plans, man. Some big plans. Let's do a quick autosave here. I'm going to flip it over there to the manual again. It's been annoying, but, you know, it is what it is. This is the way that we get around having to buy another tractor, right? All right, we're underway. It's going to take us a while, but we're getting in the groove here, man. I'm going to drop it down to... Actually, it didn't change, did it? It says manual. It's not letting me shift gears for some reason. There we go. I don't know what was wrong with it. Anyway, we're getting in the groove here. We'll get underway and we'll get this done. All right, our field is all done here, gang, so we're going to go ahead and put this away, and then we're going to do the fertilization I talked about over there in the grass field. That's really the main things we need to accomplish today. We will probably take a look and see about maybe doing a few other minor things, but really those are the things I wanted to accomplish. Like we talked about, we got to move some of these pallets around, more than likely sell these pallets, right? We'll take a peek at the aged goat cheese again. I'm not sure if it's still the best price for that or not. We know the crickets don't really fluctuate all that much, so really we should sell those crickets because we can really pay off that cricket production pretty quickly, which is going to be a great thing for us. It's just an extra bonus amount of money as we move along. So we'll drop this off here. Go pick up our spreader. More than likely, I would suspect that the chickens are going to be out of food either next month or the following month. So we might end up putting down at least a new area for them that I talked about. One, we talked already kind of about the reason why, because you get more chickens out of it. But two, I have plans for that area over there, right? I talked about that, so... Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Oh, there he is. There he is. Oh, man. That's great. Anyway, so the chickens specifically themselves, I've talked about multiple places to put them. I'm not exactly sure where I'm going to put that open-air chicken. I'm kind of leaning towards putting it in here with the sheep and the goats. Not really something you probably would normally see, but I don't think it really would be that big of a deal either. They might get a little scared and nervous of each other, but, I mean, it'll be fine. It's certainly better than what Rusty's doing over there. He's mowing grass through his chickens. I'm just giving him a hard time. Alright, let's put the steering assist on here as well here. I want to make sure we try to get, as much of this without actually wasting any fertilizer we can. So really what I would like to do, now that we're going to have another grass field, at least for the time being, I think what I would like to do is, even though that side over there is ready to mow, I think I would like to try to split this a little more evenly down the middle. And I don't mean making another field. I'm just talking about where I mow up to. And this side over here, obviously, it's not ready to mow yet. So I think ideally what I would like to do is wait for this side to be ready to mow, even if it's a little bit less of a yield than that one will be over there, because that will actually have another month on it versus this one, right? But at least do that, so that way I can kind of split it up a little more. Probably overall would be a better option and a better choice as we move forward here, right? That way I don't have such a large field over here that can be mowed, and then a small little section of that can be mowed. I can try to keep it relatively even. That field over there, we'll probably just mow that one all out right in one sitting. Eventually it's not going to be a grass field, right? This is really planned to be our grass field for the entirety of the series, unless something changes and we stop doing grass. But I don't see any way that that's going to happen. At some point we're going to have maxed out goats and sheep, and we are 1,000% going to need a grass field. The little meadow grass they have is not going to be able to keep up at some point. It's nice to have it there in case you're running a little low one month, but it is not going to be able to keep up. So, and eventually all of this stuff that we're mowing here probably isn't going to go into a silage perspective either. It'll probably eventually all be utilized for those animals more than likely, right? I know I could have turned that down a little bit. I know I was wasting a tiny bit of fertilizer there, but that's all right. We didn't waste that much, so it's okay. All right, this field is all done. So those are the main things like I said, we wanted to do today. I'm going to look at those chickens to put down there, and then we'll see what else we can potentially get into. Is there anything in the used market yet? No. Some nice stuff out here, but not really anything for us, unfortunately. At least not right now. Look like Rusty is mowing once again. Now, we could, in theory, we could, which I just kind of thought about just now. What we could do is similar to what, you know, Rusty's been doing with our goats and our sheep. We could mow that meadowland grass there, and that would give us a little bit of you know, money. They have plenty of food in there. Both of them do. And that meadowland grass would grow back, right? So we could do that potentially. I don't think I'm going to. Maybe later on if we're desperate, but I'm not going to do that right now. So here's what I'm thinking. If I put it up here with the sheep area right here, there should be plenty of room for us to maneuver around this. I think this is going to work, gang. Let's give it a shot. Here, let's customize it. So it collides. We kind of expected it to collide with at least a lot of it here. We're going to have to do kind of a bit of an awkward setup here. Now, see, I think it's going to allow me to do most of the field here as long as I don't collide with something like that. That's what I'm talking about. It should let me do it the whole way here, really. I might have to do, like I said, a bit of an awkward setup here, but it should, in theory, work. Okay, it should be there. So, let's see. Let's go and take a look. It is there. This is, yeah, 1,205 chickens. Woo! That's going to be huge for us, man. That's going to be huge. I'm telling you. Cuts in a little bit, sure. But, I mean, we just might as well overlap these things. I mean, I just feel like this is like the most genius thing that I could come up with, is overlapping the animals in an area. All these animals are relatively harmless, right? They're not going to really harm each other that much. This is huge, man. This is going to make us a lot of money. A lot of money. Maybe what I should do is not sell the chickens outright, or I guess I should say not just buy those chickens. Maybe I should move the chickens we have over to there. But I think I'm just going to buy them. Part of me kind of thinks maybe I should go ahead and do that now. Buy some more chickens now. Buy some food for them now. Can't really hurt, right? They only have 665 food. I think they're going to run out of food by next month, honestly. So maybe we should do that. Let's see. Next month. What's ready next month? What are we harvesting next month? Let's get up here. Look, it could be quite a few things, I guess. It's kind of seeming like maybe these two both are going to be ready to harvest next month, doesn't it? I think we're going to do this, gang. I just think it makes the most sense. I really do. I think so. I think we do it. I've made the decision. I've made my mind up, I guess is what I should say. Now, what we might end up doing eventually... Whoa, watch out, sheepers. Sorry. What we might end up doing here is maybe unhooking these two trailers. I've got them hooked together right now. They don't really work that great together, if I'm honest with you. But maybe we use the starting trailer here as our... you know, moving stuff around trailer, if that makes sense. In other words, we use it to, you know, move around the food for the chickens, example, from the buying silo, etc., right? Maybe that's what we do. I think it is. I think it is what we do. Now, I know we've got 20 grand, and I talked about at the beginning of the episode, right? We're going to have to buy an actual harvester header, and we've got to buy a silo. I talked about all that. It's not lost on me that those are expensive. We haven't sold the crickets or the aged goat cheese yet. We know that. It's going to produce a lot of money for us. We know that. Let's see. Well, okay. So what's the cheapest to buy? I guess that's what I should see. Barley. Actually, can I go in here and change it to something? The guys told me I should be able to. No, I cannot. I cannot. I thought I could, but they said I should be able to name it, but maybe I can't. Anyway, maybe I'm just looking at it wrong. Doesn't matter. 156 for barley. Way too expensive for oat. 168. What about sorghum? Okay, so it is barley for sure. We're going the barley approach. Yeah, barley's the cheapest. I don't need a full trailer load here. That should be plenty. Like I said, we're going to get some next month, right? We're going to be harvesting. Well, I guess the oat's not going to work, but we might be harvesting next month something that we can put in for the chickens immediately, right? Eventually, obviously the flour, but all of that might just go directly into this chicken pin here, right? All of it might. Rusty's doing donuts. What he's doing some donuts. Now, all of this should, using air quotes here that you can't see right now, but it should all fit in here. Yeah, it'll all fit in there. It's actually going to get it pretty close to being full, as a matter of fact. Let's buy some chickens. Yeah, that's about, I would say, around 75% full, right? Where's my trigger for this? There it is. All right, so I'm gonna. I know. Everyone tells me you don't need to buy a rooster. I'm still gonna buy one. I like having one. You would have one in real life. I like having one. Very expensive to buy 250 of them. I don't think we need that many anyway. I'd rather have them reproduce. But I do want to buy quite a bit. I don't know. So it's going to cost me. Let's say. Okay, hold on a second. If I was to move all 300 of them over here, right? There's 300 of them. Well, actually, we don't even have a way to move them, do we? We looked at that already, didn't we? It's going to cost me $13,000 to buy 250 of them. Okay. Yeah. Let's keep it reasonable, I guess. Do we buy 100 of them? Is that too many? Let's buy 100. It's a lot of chickens. It's a lot of chickens. But it's worth it. It's worth it. Where are our chickens at? I don't even see them in here. They're not even appearing. They're here, but they're not appearing. Are they in here somewhere? Well, there's the rooster. I see the rooster. Way down here. They must be just scattered all throughout. But the rooster's there. That one. Yeah, that's chicken. Awesome. Okay, they're in there. Hey, we got them, gang. We got another one. I'm actually pretty happy with that. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm pretty happy with that. I'm pretty happy. What I might end up doing for the time being, since we're not going to be really, well, quite frankly, we're not really going to be doing anything with the area where the chickens are for a little while. Maybe we keep them for a little bit longer. That produces a little bit of extra money for us, right? A little bit more eggs, if you will. Maybe we just keep them for a little while. So if I sell some of these back right now, we'll get a little of that money back that we just spent, right? Where's my trigger at? Somewhere in here. There it is. So we'll get a little bit back. It's not a ton, but it's something. Yeah, just let them continue, right? Because they'll make some more for us. They're at 50%, so 2 more months, they're going to make more for us anyway. And like I said, we're not going to be getting rid of this. Well, we are going to get rid of it, but we're not going to be using the area that it's in for quite a while anyway, right? So, yeah. I'm happy with that. I'm actually happy with that. I really am. Okay, so let's look at the aged goat cheese. We didn't look at that yet. Let's look at the aged goat cheese and see, is it still a good time to sell it? I don't know. It's actually the worst time to sell it right now. And it doesn't fluctuate all that much, but for me, unless I see something around here that's 8,000, which I don't, we are not going to sell that. We're going to just hold on to it for a while. 7731 is pretty good, but it's not 8,000. I'm going to hold on to it, at least until September, right? September, it should be somewhere in the 8,000 range. So we'll hold on to it. We'll just continue to make them and hopefully make more and more. We are doing good as far as the rest of the animals go, by the way. I don't think we talked about that for a while. But things are doing good. Tons and tons and tons of stuff being created for us, which is great, right? 60 sheep. Where's my goat pasture? I don't know where it is, but it's gone now. It's just showing the sheep pasture because it's over top of the goat pasture, I think. But anyway, the goats are there. They're still working. And obviously, we just got goat stuff from it, so obviously it's working. But anyway, they're there. All right, so the only thing really we can do at this point then is sell some of these crickets to make a little bit of the money back, right? What do we do here? What do we do? So the forklifts are too expensive. We could... I mean, most of these tractors are too expensive. We don't have a whole lot of super cheap, I'm talking old school tractors installed. Maybe we should, but we don't have any of those, right? So, none of this is really going to work in our favor, I guess is what I should say. All of these are pretty expensive, even though, they don't have a ton of horsepower. They're pretty expensive. So, yeah, none of those are going to work. Skid steers, again, too expensive. Front loaders, it's too expensive. Telehandlers, too expensive. Wheel loaders, obviously way too expensive. We knew that. So, if we look at... where is the thing that Krusty is using? Is it miscellaneous? We did get another power sprayer, but it's about the same price, so it doesn't really matter. What is it under? Here it is, miscellaneous. So it's 10 grand. I mean, if I'm going to buy one, I'm not going to pay the 10 grand for that, and then when I can get this for, well, $19,000 more, I guess I can get an actual forklift. Yeah, I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that. Eggs aren't good to sell right now either. So we're pretty much done. So, what can we do? Let's see if we can cause a little mayhem. Yeah? I don't know what kind of mayhem we can cause. But let's see if we can cause a little mayhem. I think I'm going to hook up to our newest trailer. And see what we can cause. I could sell the crickets like I said today. I could do that. I'm not going to. We're going to wait. We're going to do that next time, I think. Do our fields, any of our fields need an application of fertilizer besides the one that we did? I don't think they do. I'm pretty sure I checked, but I should just double check it again anyway. No, that's the one we just drilled, so we're good. All of our fields are good. Now, some of them are probably going to need lime if I put that on, and rolling. God, dreaded rolling. I can't wait to start doing that. Har har. Ha ha. All right, let's see if we can at least see what the guys are doing and maybe cause a little mayhem, because we don't really have anything else to do, gang. We are done. Oh, here he comes. Oh, that's funny. Well, if he wants to cause mayhem, let's see if we can cause a little mayhem for him. He's trying to chase us down. Doink. He's chasing me off his land. And we gotta go mess with Crestu now. Oh, somebody's moved his seeds all the way out of the way. Where? What's he got? What's he got going on? What's he doing over here? What's he doing? What's he doing? He's got most of his field set now, I think, too. I don't think he has a whole lot of other room that he's going to be doing some expansion on. He did do some mowing today. I think at that point, gang, we're going to leave the episode there. Hope you enjoyed it. If you did, make sure you smash the like and subscribe button for me in case you have yet to do so. They're free to do. They help me out an absolute ton. Thanks to my members. Cannot thank them enough. Hopefully, you all are enjoying this series as much as we are enjoying creating it for you. We'll be back soon. It's been a lot of fun. We'll see you next time.